Good morning. I just want to bring to the light situations about people who have had misfortunes in life, felony charges, living that life of crime, situations in the hood where people felt like they was forced because, maybe the daddy wasn't in the home. They lived in the projects. Mom was on welfare. She got food stamps, WIC. Whatever the case was, people took bad paths. They went down bad paths in life. There are ways for you to get on that good path, that straight and narrow. But first of all, you just gotta get rid of some of those old friends. You gotta move out of some of those old stomping grounds. You gotta change up your habits. Only the strong survive in this place of America, and the police, they picking off the weak left and right. You got a lot of murder of the black nation, youth, young kids, man, young and old. It doesn't matter, But people hanging out on corners and getting caught up in these dubious situations, and run-ins with the police. They picking them off because, it's not because they're insulated with a certain lifestyle or money. It's because they're out there. They're out there for the pickings, and white racism and white supremacy is still much alive. So you gotta create a buffer between yourself and those types of racist mentalities. People don't like to admit it, but it's there. And if you've been unfortunate enough to get caught up in that system and that way of life, you have to have good sense about you. You got to use your brain. You got to use your intellect. But there are ways for you to come up out of those situations. Me personally, it's not hard to say I have gold teeth. I had a dubious background, come from the hood, ran the streets for a lot of years, spent over 13 years in the penal system. I grew up in the penal system, in and out of jail, prison, all types of correctional facilities, even in school, getting kicked out of school, repeatedly expelled at times, alternative school. I have very troubled youth. I left the city of Augusta that I lived in. I moved to Atlanta. I've been in Atlanta about 5 years now. I left a lot of the friends behind. I stopped doing drugs, stopped selling drugs, stopped taking people's stuff. I left that whole life alone, and I didn't have anything. I came to Atlanta homeless. I stayed in a homeless shelter for about 10 months. Went back to jail for something that happened a while back, and got out. I was still focused. I was like, I got to do this. I was on the end there for 3 months. It was some misdemeanors, but they didn't want to squash it, even though it had been years old. And they extradited me back and everything. That's how serious it's hard. It's easy to get into those situations. It's hard to get out. But I was focused. I wasn't gonna let it throw me off. Even though I was standing in the homeless shelter, I felt like, I was moving in the right direction. I had to get some skills, so I went to this floor care program through Goodwill. It was a government funded program. I did pretty well there. I got certified as a floor tech. They got me a job, Phillips Arena. I learned more about floor care, and after a while, I just invested in myself, and I bought equipment and stuff like that. I made sure that I took the situation seriously. So I bought a few things to help start my own business. I have a truck and a van, and contracts with Family Dollar, KinderCare daycares, and tons of independent businesses and homes throughout the metro Atlanta area. This has been in the making. This is my second year in business. For for myself. My first year in business, I made close to $100,000. Not all profit, but it was a profit because all of the equipment and stuff, I paid for it out of my own pocket. So, when I go out onto these jobs, I'm making money, and I'm a type of person. I come from the street. I come from the street background, and I have felonies on my record. It was still something I can do. I always believed that I can still make my way into this world. And I just want to let you guys know that it's possible. You can't let them felony charges paint you in a box. You can't allow that situation to make you depressed or just give up like ain't nothing out here for you. Say your prayers, but you gotta make some steps in the right direction. You gotta go forth with that attitude that says, I can make it. I can make some things happen for myself. I believe in me. Sometimes you gotta put your money where your mouth is, and you gotta invest in yourself. So yes, today I'm CEO and owner of Neat and Clean Floors. Have a couple of major contracts. I have videos on YouTube. I have a floor care video on YouTube that has 15,000 views, and that's just me doing a video showing people work and giving a brief overview of the work that I'm doing. That was the purpose for the videos, because it's like, well, I've been able to reach some people through the videos, so it's something new, and I felt like it's been good for me. So I've continued on to other situations. So I just want to reach out, and share my story. Give some inspiration and hope to the Black community. It can be done. You can make it, people.